a kid, I really liked this show on Cartoon Network called Foster Home for Imaginary Friends. And I know that this home has all different types of weird-looking creatures in it, but somehow I relate to them. I like Wilt because despite his dismembered appearance, with missing limbs and stitches, he always carries himself with a sort of gentleness. I like Eduardo because even though he appears hairy, scary, and tough, behind that muscular physique is someone who just wants to give you a hug. I like Coco because she's whimsical and doesn't say much, and I like Blue. I like him because he's blue and mischievous. Even with his small body and stubby characteristics, it doesn't stop him from having the biggest ambitions that can be considered quite majestic. Most of all, I like these characters because they are like me. They've been abandoned by their previous creators. But in their foster home, they are reminded that good ideas are never forgotten. And so I want my foster home to be like the one I see on TV. In my foster home, we are ideas that were not quite fleshed out. And being an unfinished thought is something that gets you left outdoors. And when you are put into a home with other beings who have been left outside, there's really nothing that can exist in that home besides rage. It's uncanny to think that all this hurt and pain can exist in such a tiny place. And the energy oozing out of my foster home is really something quite vile. It is a green and blackish color. And so I want my foster home to be like the one I see on TV because I know Frankie and Mac will protect me. These characters aren't imaginary friends on the show, but they keep everything intact in the imaginary foster friend's home. Maybe they can keep my life intact, protect me from that oozing green black that wants me to be subjected to my harsh realities. And besides that, I know Frankie would keep me safe because on the show, she's kind and warm-hearted. She's the best and only caregiver I know. And Mac makes me believe that unconditional love exists because he always forgives Blue for the mayhem he inflicts. In my home, everything is conditioned by unspoken trauma and government assistance. And God forbid you broke down in the midst of all this, you will be treated as if... Anyways, back to the show I like. There's a particular episode that reminds us that these imaginary friends need a home. Adopt a Thought Saturday. Maybe I could be a thought that's adopted. I don't get treated humanely in my foster home, so this must mean I'm not human, creature-like, an assortment of weird characteristics like my friends on TV. The adults around me wouldn't notice if I disappeared into an alternate reality. That's probably why we eat separately and don't get invited to family gatherings and receive occasional blows to our tiny and fragile bodies when we step too far outside the lines of our foster parents' boundaries. Click goes the television screen. My foster parent says it's time to sleep. As I lay in my bed, looking at the poles holding the other bed on top of me, I close my eyes and dream about being an imaginary friend. Repeatedly, I wish for my foster home to be like the one I see on TV. And if not in my reality, at least let me have it in my dreams. Thank you.